FIFA has done it once again. Just when it seemed like this World Cup couldn't deliver any more unbelievable drama, the officials in the VAR room stepped in and turned what should have been a historic football moment into one of the tournament's biggest controversies. Fans everywhere were left furious after watching what many believe was a multi-million-dollar sporting robbery unfold in real time. The closing moments of the Iran versus Egypt clash looked destined to become an unforgettable chapter in World Cup history. Well into stoppage time, Iran found the back of the net with what everyone inside the stadium believed was the winning goal, a strike that appeared to secure their place in the knockout rounds. The entire stadium exploded with emotion. Supporters celebrated wildly, players rushed together in joy, members of the bench stormed onto the pitch, and the atmosphere was unlike anything you could describe. Then came the moment everyone now can't stop talking about. The VAR officials stepped in, not for a quick review, but for an incredibly detailed inspection of the play. Instead of simply checking the goal, they searched frame by frame until they found the smallest possible reason to rule it out. In the end, the goal was disallowed because an Iranian attacker was judged to be offside by nothing more than the very tip of his toe. It was an absolute disgrace to the spirit of the game, and it raises serious questions about how FIFA used an extremely technical interpretation of the rules to crush an entire nation's dream. To fully understand why this decision has caused so much outrage, you have to look at the confusion that unfolded while the review was taking place. As soon as the referee stopped play, almost nobody inside the stadium understood what was happening. The commentators, the players, and even the fans were convinced that VAR was reviewing a possible handball inside the penalty area. Instead, the officials caught everyone by surprise. Rather than focusing on the main incident, they zoomed into a single frame, brought out the digital offside lines, and ruled the attacker offside by the smallest imaginable margin. Taking away a historic, tournament-changing goal because of the tip of a boot feels far less like justice and far more like football being reduced to technical precision. The decision instantly drained all the energy from the stadium, and once again fueled the growing belief that modern technology is stripping away the natural emotion and excitement that has always made football so special. As soon as the final whistle blew, social media erupted. Fans everywhere kept asking the same question. How can that be offside when there's a defender standing right behind the goalkeeper on the goal line? It's a fair point that many supporters continue to raise, but FIFA continues to rely on the exact wording of the rulebook to defend decisions that many fans see as outright robberies. Let's break down how this offside rule actually works, because the laws of the game don't simply say that an attacker has to stay behind the last defender. The rule states that an attacking player cannot be closer to the goal line than the second-to-last opponent. In most situations, the goalkeeper is naturally one of those two players, so it's something fans rarely even think about. But during this frantic sequence, Egypt's goalkeeper had moved well off his line. With the goalkeeper so far out of position, the defender standing on the goal line effectively became the last opponent. That meant the offside line had to be measured from the next deepest Egyptian player further up the field. VAR drew the line, spotted the tiniest part of the attacker's boot beyond it, and wiped away Iran's dream in an instant. The impact of such a clinical, technology-driven decision is impossible to ignore. This was a team that had poured every ounce of effort into 90 exhausting minutes against a world-class Egyptian side. Every tackle, every sprint, and every challenge had led to that single moment. When the ball crossed the line in the final seconds of stoppage time, it wasn't simply another goal. For those players, it felt like the defining moment of their entire careers. Then, after nearly 3 minutes of waiting, that feeling of complete joy was replaced with overwhelming disappointment. Going from the highest point of your football career to absolute heartbreak in the space of one review is enough to crush the spirit of any team. Just look at the supporters in the stands. Many had traveled thousands of miles and spent enormous amounts of money to witness this moment, only to be left in tears because officials sitting in a VAR room decided that the smallest visible part of an attacker's boot was enough to cancel a brilliantly executed move. Moments like this completely change the way football is experienced. When players hesitate to celebrate a dramatic late winner because they know every angle will be examined before anything counts, part of the game's magic disappears. This decision didn't just change the scoreline, it shattered Iran's momentum, drained the team's confidence, and left the players standing on the pitch in complete disbelief. It also sends a harsh message to every underdog in this tournament. You can produce the perfect performance, yet technology can still erase your biggest moment over the smallest possible detail. What makes this entire controversy even more difficult to accept is that it seems to go against the original spirit and purpose of the offside law. Now let's take a step back and remember why the offside rule exists in the first place. It was introduced to stop attackers from simply camping near the opponent's goal, waiting for a long pass, and gaining an unfair advantage that would destroy the balance of the game. The rule was created to punish genuine goal hanging, not to rule out a goal because an attacker happened to have the slightest fraction of a boot beyond the line. By enforcing the technology with this level of precision, FIFA has removed almost all human judgment from the officiating process, and that's where the bigger concern begins. Look at the precedent this creates for the future of football. Egypt's defensive line had been completely beaten. Their goalkeeper was nowhere near his ideal position, leaving the goal exposed after pushing far off his line. From a footballing perspective, the defense had been opened up. They were outrun, outplayed, and caught in the wrong positions. Yet despite all of that, they escaped the consequences because a computer identified the smallest possible offside based on a digital line drawn from the attacker's toe. We're moving into an era where major defensive mistakes can be erased by technology, while brilliant attacking football is being punished over microscopic details. Once a fast, emotional, free-flowing sport becomes nothing more than a contest measured in digital centimeters, everyone loses. It takes away from the spectacle, leaves supporters frustrated, and gives the impression that FIFA is placing greater value on technical precision than on preserving the excitement and spirit of the game itself. Instead of celebrating a famous victory and a guaranteed place in the round of 32, Iran now walks away with a painful 1-1 draw, forced to depend on complicated group stage calculations to keep their tournament hopes alive. They produced the performance they needed, but left the stadium with nothing more than disappointment because of a technical decision that many casual football fans still struggle to understand. Now it's your turn to settle the debate in the comments. Did VAR make the correct decision based on the exact wording of the law, or has modern football gone too far by overturning one of the most dramatic finishes of the World Cup because of the tip of a boot? Has FIFA become so focused on policing every tiny detail that the entertainment value of the sport is beginning to disappear? I want to hear your honest thoughts, so leave your opinion below. I'll be reading through the comments and replying to as many of you as I can. And if you believe the spirit of football should matter more than microscopic offside margins, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your fellow football fans, and subscribe for more in-depth World Cup coverage. Thanks for watching, stay safe, keep enjoying the game, and I'll see you in the next video.